You know, one thing about most of the videos that I put out, for the most part, you are very supportive and very encouraging, and I appreciate that. There have been numbers of suggestions that have been very helpful, but this week, when I moved this manure spreader over, I was soundly reprimanded, and rightly so. I had some help with Rick, my brother-in-law, and my other brother-in-law, which is Diane's brother. It happens to be a twin brother. Were here to help me move this over. So I got kind of caught up in the moment of having help, trying to get it done. I was trying to avoid the rush of traffic, and I completely didn't even think about engaging this, putting it in gear so you could see how it worked. When I put that mechanism inside the hubs that operated it, why I didn't connect that, I don't know. So I can just say, I apologize, I'm sorry. So what I've done is I have jacked this up here in the store, and I can actually rotate the wheels and engage it and show you how this works. Maybe I'm just kind of trying to cover my tracks, but I hope that helps. So this lever on the left side is what engages and disengages the main mechanism. So when it's in the back here, that left wheel and the right wheel both can engage in the forward motion, and it'll just run the main bull gear, but it won't engage the whole apparatus. So as I turn this wheel, you're going to see this gear is going to turn, and then this small gear is going to turn as well, but it's not going to engage the gear or the sprocket that runs the chain. This small gear has a set of gears that engage and disengage, and right now this is in the out position, so it's not engaging this sprocket. So hopefully the light is good enough that you can see the main bull gear is turning, this secondary gear is turning, but nothing else is turning. You can see the chain is not moving at all. But now when I move this handle forward, you can see that it's going to engage the secondary gear to the sprocket. So that's disengaged, and that engages it. So now you can see when I turn the wheel, these two gears are going to turn, and then also the sprocket that runs the chain is going to turn as well. So in this case, both wheels are engaging, and you can see this pitman is running this gear, which transfers down to this gear here, that these pawls are moving the apron or the floor that's moving the manure into the beater. Now if you watch these slats of the floor, as this gear is turning by the use of the pawls, you can see that this main floor is rotating back. So when this handle on the right side is toward the back, it actually increases the speed of the floor, and as this moves forward, it decreases the speed of the floor by decreasing the number of clicks that those pawls will turn that big sprocket. So this should be a little less. Now it should be down to 1 or 2. See how this goes. Yes, now we're just catching one tooth. Now if I adjust that a little bit, we should be able to go up to 2 teeth. Well, we're still at 3, so I'll go back. See if that'll give us 2. Now I'll adjust that and go up to 3 and see if we can catch 4. So there we're at 4. So if we increase the speed of the team that's pulling this, this would probably be a comfortable walk. And both wheels will drive this. So I don't know if that adequately redeems my forgetfulness, but hopefully that'll show you how this actually works out on the road. The principle is going to be exactly the same, except either my tractor will pull it or a team would pull it. But it is a ground drive, live bottom apron, just like what it says here. It's the Endless Apron Manure Spreader from Great Western. So that's how it works. So a number of you have asked if I could do a brief walkthrough on what is in here. This is still pretty much the infancy stages, but this is where we're at. These 2 cases here we actually brought from the museum in Columbus where that sheep wagon went. So as you walk in the front door, this is the first thing you see here. And we have some pottery, some cups, some mugs, and there's some artwork from the sister of Kathy who runs this store. And then in this front case, there are some figurines, and the bulk of this is geared toward the Christmas season that is ahead of us. And then directly to the right, as you come in this front door, there's a countertop here that is kind of a checkout station. Well, on this countertop is an old scale. This came from Rick's shop, the luminary shop. But this was in the local hardware store back in the 70s. But Rick did a lot of his shipping on this scale, and his wife Pat did as well. And when they compared it to the post office, it is right there, ounce for ounce, with the post office scale. So it's a really accurate scale. It still has the original finish and lettering on it. You can see the name here with all the artwork around it. So in this cabinet underneath the scale, there's a couple of quilts that have been brought in. And in the next cabinet, you can see we have somebody that's brought in some jewelry, and also another vendor that does some custom leather work. And then in the corner, I guess it would be to the left or to the right as you walk in, this is where I put Rick's equipment from the luminary shop. Some of his lamps will go on this wall. And then as you come right in the front door, straight ahead, we have some Montana huckleberry syrup, Montana jellies, that type of stuff. Some pictures on the wall that were from local photographers. And then another crafter that has put together some Christmas decorations. And then straight ahead, we have another crafter that does custom pottery work. Very nice display of all her work. And then around in front of the bathroom, which will be the bathroom, we don't have it plumbed in quite yet, we're getting really close. We have some more jams and jellies and honeys, and in this far corner is where Kathy is temporarily doing her little coffee shop. And as I have mentioned in previous videos, this is a corner that will be set up for eventually the coffee and the ice cream and that type of deal, but we're waiting on the plumber to hook up the water in the bathroom that will supply water to this corner. And coming around the corner, we have some more Montana made treats, caramel corn, some candies, some caramel pretzels, and a nice photograph here on the wall. And then a bookcase here that is set up with some books that hopefully will be Montana oriented. We have wildlife type books here now. And you remember these cedar planks that I put on the side? I made some hooks that are movable that can just be put right over these boards and hang pictures or different displays of different items that are for sale here as well. And then on the front step of the manure spreader, we have an assortment of little fellers here that are looking for a free ride. So that's kind of a brief walkthrough of where we're at right now. Like I say, it will continue to evolve. This is kind of the infancy start, but you got to start somewhere. We should have water this week, which will make the ice cream more functional, and it will just continue to grow. Appreciate you coming along. Thanks for watching.